Our phones are incredible pieces of modern technology. We are provided the ability to talk, text, surf the web, get a ride, order food, and even track health statistics in real time. We can read books, listen to music, send and receive payments, all at the tips of our fingers. So, it should come as no surprise that these little marvels of modern engineering can be quite distracting. Sometimes it's harmless. Your friend may be trying to get your attention while you scroll through TikTok. However, in some cases, being on your phone can not only be dangerous, but deadly. I am talking about distracted driving. Now, most of us would probably admit we've answered the occasional call or sent a text behind the wheel. And it is understandable. And my words are not from a place of judgment, but concern for anyone who can drive, and especially teenagers and young adults. I speak before you to inform and persuade you to think twice about looking at your phone while driving, because the reality is very simple. It only takes one time to have devastating consequences. It should come as no surprise that driving is an inherently dangerous activity. There are numerous ways to be seriously injured or killed when driving in a motor vehicle. Currently, about 14 per 100,000 people are killed in a motor vehicle accident in the United States. Among the most common causes are impairment, vehicle malfunction, and of course, distracted driving. The NHTSA reports that 3,308 people died from distracted driving in 2022 alone. That is an unacceptable statistic. Accidents caused by distracted driving are unprejudiced in their nature. They affect everyone. In fact, you don't even need to be in a car to be affected. There are countless stories of pedestrians being hit by drivers on their phone. Now, this epidemic of distracted driving is relatively new. Sure, cell phones have been around for the better part of 3 decades, and smartphones have become available to the masses for many years now. But we are confronted with a new threat to keeping our roads safe. One of the major problems in addressing distracted driving does not stem from the public being uninformed or unintelligent. And I think it's safe to assume that most, if not all, drivers acknowledge that being on your phone while driving is at the very least risky. In fact, a study found that 97% of teenage drivers agree that texting and driving is dangerous, but 43% of them admit to doing it anyway. According to the NHTSA, reading or sending a text message takes your eyes off the road for 5 seconds. And if you are traveling at 55 miles per hour, that is equivalent to driving the length of a football field. On top of the inherent dangers of distracted driving, the legislative efforts to curb those on their phone behind the wheel have been criticized for their ineffectiveness. 48 states have banned texting and driving for all drivers, but enforcing the ban is a whole other battle. Sure, if a police officer catches you red-handed on your phone, he can enforce the law. However, it usually isn't until an accident has already occurred that it becomes apparent that the driver was distracted. If we are to truly end distracted driving, it must be a collective effort among our society through education and further legislation. In my home state of Massachusetts, a first offense citation for distracted driving is only $100. I am of the belief that a steeper fine, and possibly even an arrest, would cause the public to take what is an incredibly endangering behavior more seriously. Compare it to drunk driving. Although drunk driving was outlawed in 1910, the laws remained relaxed, and the penalty was a slap on the wrist until over a half century later, when a group named Mothers Against Drunk Driving led a charge to curb the problem. As we now know, many states have a zero tolerance policy for drunk driving, and getting caught doing so results in a DUI. My proposal is very simple. I believe that if we can lead a major mutual effort among our society to illustrate the harsh reality of looking at your phone while driving, like Mothers Against Drunk Driving, we can apply pressure to our lawmakers to treat distracted driving as seriously as driving under the influence. Now, some may say that it is unfair to heavily fine or arrest anyone on their phone while driving. But to address such a new and dangerous problem, affecting so many lives, we must rise to the occasion and end what has become a concerningly common and somewhat acceptable practice. As I said before, it takes just seconds to ruin your life or someone else's, and responding or sending that one text is simply not worth it. Any sound minded person understands the risks when checking your phone while driving. We may compromise from time to time and say, I just need to answer this one text really quick. And unfortunately, I have seen firsthand how regularly this happens. It is immediately imperative that we acknowledge the severity of the issue and the seriousness of its consequences. Now, we all know that legislative change doesn't happen overnight. And while we strive for a collective change, it will take a prolonged effort to do so. As for now, I implore you all to remember what I have spoken to today. And the next time you get behind the wheel, concentrate on not picking up that phone for any reason. And if you are a passenger, implore your driver to do the same. As I stated before, I am not judging or criticizing. I am simply concerned about the regularity with which texting and driving happens, and I want our roads to be as safe as possible. So let's end a practice that has ruined so many lives and look forward to a safer driving experience for everyone. Thank you.